Dear student, welcome back again in our today's session. Today I am going to discuss about on the topic appendix. In this lecture, I am going to discuss in detail about the appendix. And in my previous lecture, I have already spoke about on the topic bibliography, references, endnote and footnote. And in my current lecture, I am going to deliver a lecture on the topic appendix. So without further ado, let's start our today's topic. So first we will understand the concept of appendix. So in research, an appendix serves as a supplementary section added at the end of a document, such as a thesis, dissertation, book, or a research paper. It contains the material that, while not only essential to the main narrative, it provides a valuable context, elaborates on the specific points, or supports the arguments that presented in the main text. The content of an appendix can be varied, encompassing raw data, detailed explanation of a research method, additional figures and tables, questionnaires, and other supporting documents. This inclusion of an appendix allows the main body of the document to remain focused and concise, while still offering a readers to access to the full range of information that underpins the research. This approach helps to maintain clearly and clarity and the flow in the main text, while the appendix offers a space for a more detailed exploration of a certain aspects, ensuring that the research is thorough and well documented. So overall, we can say that about the appendix. In research, appendix is a supplementary. It is a supplementary section at the end of a document, such as a thesis, dissertation, book, article, research paper. It includes the additional information, additional materials that is not integral part of the main text, but it provides an helpful context. It support or elaboration on the points that is discussed in the main body of your research paper. Appendix can include a variety of the contents like such as a survey, such as a raw data, detailed explanation of the methods, additional figures in the charts, tables, questionnaires, and other supporting documents. So after discussing about the concept of appendix, now next we are going to discuss about the purpose of an appendix. What are the purpose of appendix? So basically, if we talk about the purpose of appendix, the appendix is a research document. It serves several essential purposes and each contributing to the overall quality and integrity of the work. So as you can see that the first one is supplementary information. The primary role of an appendix is to provide the supplementary materials that supports the main text without disrupting its flow. This can include the detailed descriptions of research instruments such as surveys or questionnaires which are referenced in the main body but are too lengthy or detailed to be included there. Additionally, appendix may house extensive data sets, complex calculations, or lengthy quotations that are integral to the research but would clutter the main text. By placing this information in the appendix, the research ensures that all the necessary details are available to the reader without distracting from the readability of the primary content. Now, the second one is clarity and conciseness. So, if we talk about the clarity and conciseness by moving the detailed or tangential information to an appendix, the main body of the text remains clear and concise. This helps to maintain the flow of the main text and the main argument of narrative without overwhelming the reader with the accessible detail. So overall, we can say that this type of it is a very critical benefits of using an appendix is that it allows the main body of the text to remain focused, clear, precise. In research, maintaining a logical and coherent narrative is very essential for effective communicating findings and arguments. By neglecting detail or tangential information to an appendix, the researcher can avoid the overwhelming the readers with the accessible detail. So ensuring that the core argument remains strong and easy to follow. This separation of content also helps to prevent the main text from becoming bogged down with any kind of allowing the researchers to present a more streamlined and impactful discussion. Now, the next one is transparency and reproducibility. So, the inclusion of an appendix also plays a vital role in promoting transparency in research by providing detailed methodologies, raw data, and other supporting information in an appendix. The researcher allows the others to thoroughly understand the research process. This transparency is very crucial for building a trust in the research finding as it enables other researchers to critically evaluate the studies, methodologies, and, if necessary, replicate the studies to verify its result. The appendix thus serves as a repository of all the detailed information needed to ensure that the research is conducted and reported with the integrity or not. Now, the next and the last one is compliance with standards. If we talk about the clarity and conciseness, so basically by moving a detailed or transitional information to an appendix, the main body of the text remains clear and concise. This helps maintain the flow of the main argument or narrative without overwhelming the readers with accessible details. So basically, if we talk about the clarity and conciseness, so we have already talked about the clarity and conciseness. So one of the critical benefits of using an appendix is that it allows the main body of the text to remain focused, clear, and concise. In research, it maintain a logical or coherent narrative is very essential for effectively communicating findings and arguments. So now next one is compliance with standards. So lastly, the use of an appendix is often necessary to comply with the standards and requirements set by academic and professional journals, as well as the institutions also. These standards typically dictate What type of information must be included in an appendix, such as a detailed experimental procedures, data analysis methods, or a ethical consideration. Adhering to these standards is very essential for ensuring that the research is a thorough, credible, and meets the expectations of the discipline. The appendix therefore play a very essential role in helping the researchers to meet these requirements while maintaining the overall quality and rigor of the work. So overall, we can say that about the compliance with standards, many academic and professional journals such as well as the institutions also have a specific requirements for what should be included in an appendix. Meeting these requirements ensures that the researcher is a thorough and meets the standards of the discipline. So after discussing about the purpose of an appendix, now next we are going to discuss about the types of content in an appendix. So as you can see that the first one is raw data. Raw data, that means an appendix is a valuable component of a research document. It offering a place to include a variety of a supplementary materials that enhance the understanding and the credibility of the study. The content types typically included in an appendix each serve a unique function, ensuring that the research is a well supported and thoroughly documented without overloading the main text. So as you can see that the first one is raw data. One of the most common type of content found in an appendix is the raw data. This includes the large set of the data that are too extensive or detailed to be included in the main body of the text. For example, if a study involves survey research, the appendix might contain the complete result of those surveys, including the individual responses and the details satisfied the statistical outputs. So, in experimental research, the appendix might include the measurements taken during the experiment, such as the temperature reading and concentration level or other quantitative data. It includes the raw data in an appendix, allows other researchers to verify the accuracy of the data analysis presented in the main text, ensuring the transparency and the credibility. So it is also provide a resource for the readers who may be interested in performing secondary analysis or exploring aspects of data that were not covered in the primary study. Now, the second one is questionnaire and surveys. So the inclusion of an questionnaire, interviews, guides, and surveys form in an appendix is very essential for understanding the data collection process. By providing copies of the actual instruments used to gather the data, researchers allow the readers to see precisely how questions were phrased, how interviews were conducted, and what scales of the measure were used. This type of level of details is very important for evaluating the validity and the reliability of the study's finding. It is also enables other researchers to replicate the study or adapt the instruments for the use in their own research. In a qualitative research, interviews, guides, or observation protocols includes in an appendix to show all the details about the interviews and it can provides insight into the researcher's approach and the context in which data was collected. Now, the next one is detailed methodology. So basically, we talk about detailed methodology. So an appendix is often the best place to include extent descriptions of the research methods used especially when those methods are complex or involve novel techniques. While the main text typically provides a summary of the methodologies, the appendix can offer a more in-depth explanation or the experimental procedures, technical specification or the software used for data analysis. For example, in a study involving a new laboratory techniques, the appendix might include the detailed step-by-step instructions including the equipment used and calibration procedures and other step-by-step procedures. It should be included in the appendix also. This detailed documentation is invaluable for the researcher who wishes to replicate the study and build upon its finding, as it provides all the necessary information to ensure that the methodologies can be accurately reproduced. Now, the fourth one is additional figures and tables. Appendix often includes the supplementary figures, charts, tables, diagrams, and the images that provides the additional details or supports findings discussed in the main text. While the main body of the research document typically includes the most essential figures and tables, the appendix is a space where researchers can include more comprehensive data visualization, comparisons, or alternative analysis that contributes to the study conclusions. Take examples. Suppose that a researcher include a multiple interaction of the data analysis or the alternative model tested during the research process in the appendix. These additional figures and tables helps to clarify points made in the main text and provide a fuller picture of the research finding. Now, the next one is supplementary text. So if we talk about the supplementary text, we often see that sometimes an appendix includes a supplementary text that provides additional context or a background information that supports the main argument, but it is not essential to its understanding. This might include an extended literature review that explore the information related to the studies, theoretical discussion that delve a deeper understanding into the conceptual framework, or a background information that explains the historical or cultural context of the research. While this information is valuable, including it in the main text might distract from the central narrative. So placing it in an appendix allow the researchers to provide this additional depth without overwhelming the reader. Now, the last one is ethical approvals and consent forms. Ethical considerations are a fundamental aspect of any research involving a human or animal subjects, and documenting these consideration is often a requirement for publication or institutional review. An appendix is an appropriate place to include the copies of ethical approvals, consent forms, and other related paperwork. So this documentation demonstrates that the researcher has adhered to ethical standards, obtained the necessary information, necessary permissions, and ensured that the participants were informed and any give any kind of their consent. So including this information in an appendix not only satisfies ethical requirement but also reassures the readers that the research was conducted with integrity and the respect for the rights and welfare of the participation and the participants. So overall, we can say that the types of consent found in an appendix serves to enhance the overall quality and credibility of the research documents. By providing a detailed supplementary information, the appendix allows the main text to remain clear, precise, and focused, while ensuring that all the relevant data, methodologies, and ethical consideration are thoroughly documented and accessible to all the readers. This careful organization of content contributes to the transparency, reproducibility, and academic rigor of the research. So, after discussing about the types of content in an appendix, now next we are going to discuss about the structure and formatting of an appendix. So, if we talk about the structure and formatting of an appendix, so basically, the first, as you can see that, to maximize the utility and effectiveness of an appendix in a research document, it is a crucial and a very essential to pay a careful attention to their organization, referencing, consistency, and accessibility. Each of these aspects ensures that the appendix serves its intended purpose and enhances the overall quality of the research work. So as you can see that the first one is organization. Appendix should be meticulously organized to facilitate ease of use. Each appendix should be clearly labeled with a distinct title or a number to differentiate between a multiple appendix and to enable readers to locate the specific supplementary materials quickly. The labels should be reflect the content or the purpose of the appendix, such as Appendix A, like a survey instrument, or Appendix B, raw data tables, Appendix C. Additionally, you can add according to your research work. So, additionally, the order of appendix should follow a logical sequence that aligns with their reference in the main text. A well organized appendix not only helps the readers to find the relevant information efficiently, but also maintains a coherent structure within the research document. Now, the second one is referencing. Proper referencing within the main body of the text is essential for the guiding readers to the appendix. References should be made in a way that directs the readers to the specific appendix where the relevant information can be found. For instance, when discussing the methodologies, you might write for a detailed description of the survey instruments, see the Appendix A. This approach ensures that the readers can easily access the supplementary materials without having to search through the entire appendix section. So, clear and consistent referencing enhance the reader's ability to navigate the document and understand how the supplementary information supports the main text. Now, the third one is consistency. So, maintaining a consistency in a formatting between the appendix and the main document is a very essential, very crucial for a professional presentation. This includes using the same font size, style, and citation format as the rest of the document. Consistency ensures that the appendix integrates seamlessly with the main text as that there are no discrepancies in presentation that might distract or confuse the readers. For example, if the main text uses a particular font size or heading, the same should be used in the whole document in the appendix, and it should be applied to the appendix also. In appendix headings, additionally, if specific citation styles are used in the main body, these should be consistently applied to any citation included in the appendix. This uniformity helps to maintain the overall readability and quality of the document. Now, the next one is Accessibility. So if we talk about the accessibility, the information included in the appendix should be accessible and understandable to the readers. This means that even if the appendix contains the specialized terminologies, complex data, or a technical details, it should be still be presented in a way that is very clear and comprehensible. Providing the explanation or a glossary for specialized terms can help the readers by unfamiliar with the jargon words. Additionally, consider the including the summarize or overviews that highlights the key points or findings from the appendix content. If the appendix features complex data or a statistical analysis offering a brief explanation or interpretation can aid in the reader's understanding. It ensuring that the appendix is accessible helps the readers to grasp the full scope of the research and it's supporting materials without undue difficulty. So by focusing on these aspects, organization, referencing, consistency, and accessibility, researcher can effectively use the appendix to enhance the clarity, comprehensiveness, and professionalism of their research document. Properly managed appendix serves as a valuable resources for the readers providing the additional details and the context while ensuring that the main text remains focused and engaging. So, this is all about the structure and formatting of an appendix. Now, next we are going to discuss about the examples of appendix in research. So, if we talk about the examples of appendix, so as you can see that if we talk about examples in a different fields of research, the content included in an appendix varies based on the nature of the study and the type of the information. Data supports the main findings. Here is a more detailed explanation of how appendix are utilized across the various research disciplines. So as you can see that the first one is scientific research. If we talk about the scientific research, in scientific research, appendix play a very essential role in providing the extensive data and methodological details that support the experimental findings. This may be include raw data. Raw data it is a set of forms, experiments such as a measurement, observation, or a results form of various trials. This raw data allow the researchers to verify the results and perform the additional analysis about the particular research if necessary. Now, as like raw data, now the second one is experimental surveys. Detailed descriptions of the how experiments were conducted, including the equipment used, setup diagrams, and procedural steps. This information is essential for replicating experiments or understanding the conditions under which results were obtained. Now, the next one is calibration data. So, if we talk about the calibration data, information about the calibration of instruments and the equipments, which is very critical for ensuring that accuracy and reliability of the measurement. Now, like this, additional graphs and tables. So, supplementary visualization that provides the more depth of the results presented in the main text. So, these might include the extended versions of the figures, additional statistical analysis, or the raw data tables that support the experimental conclusions. So overall, we can say that in a scientific research paper, an appendix might include raw data for experiments, detailed descriptions of experimental setup, calibration data, and additional graphs or tables that support the finding. So now next third one is social sciences. So in social science research, an appendix might contain contain the full text of questionnaire or interview guides, detailed descriptions of coding scheme used in a qualitative analysis or additional statistical analysis that support the main finding. So, in a simple terms, we can say that in social science research, appendix often contain the detailed documents of the research methods and additional analysis that support the study's conclusions. This may be include questionnaire and interview guides, like the full text of surveys, questionnaires, or interview guides used to collect data. These transparencies allow the readers to understand the exact questions asked and how the data was gathered. Now, the second one is coding scheme. That means detailed descriptions of the coding schemes or frameworks used in a qualitative analysis, including how data was categorized or and interpreted. This is a very important for understanding the analytical approach and ensuring that findings are derived systematically. Now, the next one is additional statistical analysis. Supplementary statistical results that provides further insight into the data. This might include the detailed backdowns of the statistical test or the additional analysis that were not included in the main text but support the research findings. Now, the next third one is humanities. So, if we talk about humanities, in humanities research appendix might include full transcript of the interviews, additional primary sources, document, extended literary analysis, or supplementary historical data. So, if we talk about humanities, in humanities, research appendix often include extensive documentation and supplementary materials that support the analysis and interpretation of culture, historical, or literary texts. This can be include like a full transcripts, that means complete transcript of interviews or conversation conducted during the research. These are particularly valuable in a qualitative studies where the richness of the data is important for understanding the findings. Now, the second one is primary source documents, so as like full transcripts, additional primary sources such as letters, manuscript, or historical documents that were analyzed in the research, including these documents in a full allow the readers to see the original materials and understand their role in the research. Now, the third one is extended literary analysis. That means detailed analysis or interpretation of the text that go beyond what is covered in the main body of the paper. This might include in-depth examination of a specification passage or a themes. Now, the last one is supplementary historical data. Additional historical data or context that is provides a background or support the research arguments. This can help the readers to grasp the broader or a cultural context of the study. So overall, we can say that in all these cases, appendix serves as a repository for detailed and supplementary information that support and enriches the main research findings while including this information in an appendix. Researcher can keep their main text focused and coherent while providing all the necessary details for thorough understanding and verification of their work. So this is all about the appendix. Thank you.